This is Inner Motion, a channel for those who've stopped running from themselves, for those who don't just want comfort, they want respect, for those who'd rather suffer now than hate themselves later. This isn't motivation, this is transformation. If you're ready to stop negotiating with your weakness, you're in the right place. There is a version of you that you would die to become, a man you would admire, a man whose word means something, a man who commands silence when he enters a room, not because he's loud, but because he's earned it. But that man doesn't come from ease. He's built from the pain of discipline, from the mornings you don't want to wake up, but do, from the urges you want to indulge, but don't, from the comfort you crave, but deny. You don't just wake up and become a man you respect. You have to carve him out of your own flesh, through repetition, through sacrifice, through pain. Discipline is pain, but it's a different kind of pain. It doesn't humiliate you, it hardens you. It doesn't weaken you, it builds you. It doesn't feel good in the moment, but it earns you something permanent. That's what this is about, because deep down, the reason you hate yourself isn't because you failed. It's because you know you could have tried harder, but didn't. You made a promise to yourself and broke it again and again and again. This video is how that ends. We're going to break the identity that always gives up and builds. The man who doesn't flinch, not with hype, not with hacks, but with raw, unfiltered truth. And the discipline to face it. You've been lied to, sold the idea that you just need to feel inspired, that the right YouTube video, the right quote, the right song will flip the switch inside you, and suddenly you'll want to work. But here's the truth, you're not supposed to want it. Not every day, not every morning, not every time it gets hard. Motivation is emotional gas. It burns hot, and then it's gone. It's a spark, not a fire, and that's why you keep failing. Because you keep waiting for the spark, when what you need is to build the furnace. Discipline is that furnace. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't ask if you're ready. It doesn't negotiate with your mood. It shows up, even when your mind screams no, because the man you respect isn't the man who waits to feel right. He's the man who acts even when it feels wrong. You've seen him before, maybe in the mirror once, briefly. On a day you followed through, on a day you didn't give in. That version of you is real, but he lives on the other side of discipline. And you don't visit him enough, because the world has trained you to chase feeling, not follow through. To chase hype, not habit. To chase dopamine, not development. You don't need another pump-up video. You don't need more reasons. You need a system and a backbone. You need to stop asking, how do I feel today? And start asking, what needs to be done? Because feelings lie, but action tells the truth. You want to feel proud of yourself? Then stop trying to feel good all the time, because the pride you're craving is only earned through pain. The pain of getting up early, the pain of staying in the gym when you're tired, the pain of saying no to what's easy, what's fun, what's cheap, the pain of doing the boring work every day without applause. Nobody claps for you at 5 a.m. Nobody cheers you on when you skip the party to build. But that silence, that's where your strength is born. That's when the boy fades and the man starts to form. You don't lose to weakness. In one dramatic moment, you lose in quiet negotiations every single day. You say, I'll do it later. You say, just one more scroll. You say, I deserve to rest. But that's not rest, that's relapse. Discipline doesn't disappear. It erodes one compromised standard at a time. You said you'd wake up at 6, but your bed whispered louder. You said you'd work for 2 hours, but distraction danced in through the door. You said you'd eat clean, but convenience made its case, and you listened. And every time you listen, you make it harder to hear your own inner authority. Every time you fold, you teach yourself that your weakness wins. But here's the truth. The man you respect doesn't negotiate with weakness. He doesn't entertain the debate. He decides. Once, then follows through. Because every time you choose discipline, you deepen your identity. You reinforce the belief that you are who you say you are, not who you feel like being. That's what nobody tells you. Discipline is not about motivation. It's about identity. It's about building a mind that doesn't flinch, a soul that doesn't fold, a backbone that doesn't bend when comfort calls. Your future isn't built by emotion. It's built by execution, in the moments that hurt. And the more you show up, the more natural it becomes. Not easier, but yours. Like armor you've earned. Like gravity you've reversed. You stop asking, how do I feel about this? And you start declaring, this is who I am. And slowly, pain becomes fuel. Struggle becomes proof. Discipline becomes freedom. The man you respect wasn't born stronger, he just stopped making excuses and started making decisions. The problem is, we've been lied to. We've been told discipline is toxic, that it's harsh, that it's self-punishment. But the truth is, discipline is love. It's choosing your future self over your current craving. It's choosing long-term respect over short-term relief. It's the voice in your head that says, I know this hurts, but we're doing it anyway. And that voice, that's your real self, clawing its way out. You think the pain of discipline is bad? Try the pain of regret. Try looking in the mirror, knowing you betrayed yourself again. Try explaining to the younger version of you why you gave up, why you settled, why you stopped trying. That's a pain that doesn't go away. But the pain of discipline, that pain turns into pride, into power, into proof. Proof that you can be trusted. Proof that you are not your impulses. Proof that you are not your past. Every rep you push through, every craving you deny, every moment, you choose action over escape. It stacks, and over time, it rewires your identity. You stop seeing yourself as the undisciplined one, the broken one, the I'll start tomorrow one, and you become the man who gets up anyway. The man who keeps promises to himself. The man you respect. But you don't become that man overnight. You build him. Brick by brick, choice by choice, pain by pain. So if it hurts, good. That means you're in the fire. That means the old you is dying. And the real you is waking up. Keep going. Every day you wake up with a choice. Run toward the discomfort. Or run from it. Build the man or betray him. And most people, they don't choose wrong, they don't choose at all. They just drift. Phone in hand, mind scattered, body numb, soul asleep. They say things like, I'm trying. I'll start soon when I feel ready. But growth doesn't wait for you to feel ready, and purpose doesn't knock twice. You either take the moment or the moment takes you. This war inside, between the disciplined you and the addicted you, it's not just a mental struggle, it's spiritual. One side wants ease, the other wants evolution. One side says, just this once. The other says, not anymore. And every time you choose discomfort, every time you say no to the old pattern, you tip the war in your favor. You don't need more time. You don't need more plans. You need one thing, conviction. Not wishful thinking, not maybe someday, but a clear, ruthless commitment to becoming the man you said you would be. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because pressure doesn't break you. Avoiding pressure does. And if you don't confront your weakness now, you'll carry it into every room you walk into, every mirror you look into, every relationship you enter. But if you face it, if you lean into the pain, you will come out the other side, stronger, clearer, respected by the only person who matters, you. You're not here to feel good. You're here to get good, at showing up, at following through, at keeping your word when nobody's watching. That's what separates the ones who talk from the ones who walk. Because the man you respect doesn't train when he's motivated. He trains because it's time. He doesn't wait until he feels like doing the work. He is the work. He builds habits, not hype. Standards, not streaks. Character, not content. He doesn't post quotes about consistency. He embodies it. Because he's not chasing moods. He's chasing mastery. In moods they lie. They fluctuate. They seduce you with comfort and steal your future. But mastery doesn't care how you feel. It only responds to effort. And every time you show up tired, you harden. Every time you show up bored, you deepen. Every time you show up heartbroken, you sharpen. Discipline doesn't just build results. It builds respect. And that respect, it's not from followers, not from strangers, not even from peers. It's from the man in the mirror. The one who knows everything you've been through and still sees you standing. That's the goal. Not to feel better, but to become undeniable. So stop chasing the feeling. Start becoming the man. brick by brick, rep by rep, day by unglamorous day. Because the more you commit to the process, the less you depend on how you feel, and that's when you become dangerous. There's one person you can't escape, one person who knows every excuse, every lie, every time you said, "I'll start tomorrow." It's not your parents, not your friends. It's the man in the mirror. You can hide from the world, but you can't hide from him. He sees you when you skip the workout. He hears you when you say, "Just one more episode." He feels every broken promise like a bruise under the skin. And here's the truth, he doesn't respect you, because respect isn't built through words. It's built through war. Internal war between the version of you that settles and the one that refuses to break. Every morning you face that battlefield, and every time you choose comfort, the mirror gets dimmer. Every time you choose pain, discipline, resistance, that reflection sharpens. It begins to look like a man you can trust, a man who says "I will" and actually does. This is what nobody tells you. Discipline is how you gain self-respect, not success, not money, not followers, but discipline. It's the daily act of choosing the harder path when nobody's watching because you said you would. And over time, the man in the mirror begins to nod, begins to trust you, begins to walk taller, not because of what you've achieved, but because of who you've become. There's no cheat code to this, no shortcut, no viral hack, just reps, just decisions, just brutal, unsexy consistency. Man you admire, he wasn't built in a day. He was forged in silence, one uncomfortable choice at a time. So tomorrow, when you wake up and the cravings whisper, and your body says skip it, remember this. That's your moment. That's your mirror. That's your shot to gain back a piece of your own respect. Don't let it slip. Everyone wants to be proud of themselves, but nobody wants to suffer for it. And that's why most never are. You don't get pride from ease. You earn it from choosing pain when comfort was right there, from holding the line when everything in you begged to quit. Pride doesn't come after the success. It comes during the struggle, when you show up anyway. When you endure, when you fight, there's a reason your proudest moments weren't the easiest. They were the ones where you were falling apart, but kept going. The moments you suffered and didn't run. The days you bled, but still built. You want to respect yourself, then bleed for something, sweat for something, struggle for something that matters. The gym won't respect your feelings. The weights don't care how tired you are. The discipline doesn't show up because you're in the mood. You want pride? Then earn it in silence. Earn it with effort. Earn it with repetition. Because you cannot shortcut pride. You cannot fake it. You cannot outsource it. The only way to feel it is to suffer for it. And not just once, but over and over and over until the man you're becoming becomes undeniable. So if you're tired of feeling like a fraud, if you're tired of looking in the mirror and seeing someone you don't trust, then suffer. Not in vain, but with purpose. Let the burn build you. Let the silence shape you. Let the pain purify you. And one day you'll look at that reflection, and without saying a word, you'll know. You've earned your own respect. They won't understand you. Not at first. They'll say you're obsessed, too intense, too serious. They'll mock your routine, laugh at your early mornings, question your sacrifices. But don't flinch, because what they're really seeing is a mirror, and it reflects everything they're not willing to become. Your discipline exposes their excuses. Your focus reminds them of their distraction. Your pain makes them uncomfortable, because deep down, they know they avoid it. Weakness hates discipline, because it can't manipulate it, can't distract it, can't keep up with it. So they'll try to pull you down, not because you're wrong, but because you're rising. And your rise threatens their comfort. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. Let them whisper. While they chase weekends, you chase greatness. While they numb out, you level up. While they scroll, you build. They'll call it lonely, you'll call it clarity. They'll call it rigid, you'll call it freedom. They'll call it extreme, but later, they'll call you unstoppable. Discipline is not just a personal weapon, it's a rebellion against mediocrity, against laziness, against the soft world that wants to keep you quiet. Every rep you push through, every craving you resist, Every uncomfortable decision you make is a threat to the system that profits off your weakness. So, when they mock you, smirk, because that means it's working. That means you're doing what they're too afraid to do. You're becoming a man who doesn't flinch, a man who walks alone and leads, a man who doesn't chase applause, because he already has self-respect. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them stay soft. You've got work to do. Remember the nights you couldn't sleep, the ones where your chest was heavy, your thoughts loud, your hope fading. Remember what you told yourself. I'm done living like this. I swear I'll change. I'll never go back. Those weren't just words. Those were promises. Vows made in the pit. Declarations whispered in the dark when nobody was watching, but you meant every single one. But then, time passed. Life got easier. The pain faded, and so did your urgency. You stopped fighting, stopped building, started negotiating with your old self again. But here's the truth. The promises you made when you were broken, those are the most sacred, because they weren't made from pride, they were made from pain. They were born from rock bottom, from truth, from raw, unfiltered clarity. That version of you, the one on the floor, empty, ashamed, desperate, he was the most honest you've ever been. And if you abandon him now, you abandon your own redemption arc. This isn't about chasing motivation. It's about honoring your word to the man you were when you had nothing. He needs you to follow through. He needs you to become the man he prayed for. He needs to see that the suffering meant something. Don't let his pain be wasted. Don't let his desperation be forgotten. Don't let those midnight promises turn into more broken lies. Earn your redemption, not for the world, but for the man who once begged for it in silence. He believed in you before anyone else did. Now prove he was right. You want to become him? That version of you who walks with power, who speaks with weight, who doesn't fold under pressure, who earns the respect of every room he enters. Good. Then, here's the price. Wake up early when nobody's watching. Train hard when no one's clapping. Do the work when comfort begs you not to, because greatness doesn't ask for permission. It demands pain. It demands boredom. It demands silence. You will lose people. You will outgrow places. You will walk alone often. You will say no when it hurts. You will keep going when it's dark. You will build while others sleep, and no one will celebrate you, not at first. They won't understand. They'll say you're extreme, that you've changed. Good. You're supposed to, because the man you want to become is not the man you are now, and you can't keep him if you keep holding on to who you've been. So let the old you die, the soft one, the scared one, the one who always needed comfort and approval and distraction. Bury him. And rise as the one who doesn't wait, doesn't ask, doesn't quit. That man, he's not built in a day. He's built in repetition, in sacrifice, in the quiet decisions no one sees, but he never forgets. This is the price. And if you're willing to pay it, you won't just respect yourself. You'll fear what you're capable of. This is the line, right here, right now. This is where the old you dies. The one who broke promises, the one who scrolled for hours, the one who ran from discomfort, the one who needed motivation just to move. He doesn't come with you. He doesn't belong in the future you're building. He doesn't survive the pressure you're about to walk into, and that's okay, because you're not here to keep him alive. You're here to replace him with a man who can carry weight, a man who wakes up with mission, who keeps his word even when no one's watching, who suffers with purpose and smiles through it. You think you need a new life? No, you need a new identity, one that isn't built on feelings, but on fire, one that doesn't chase pleasure, but purpose. One that doesn't wait for the right mood, but moves anyway. The death of the old you will hurt. It will feel like grief, because he was familiar, because he was easy, but he was also killing you, stealing your time, draining your power, drowning your potential. Let him go. Let the weakness go. Let the self-pity go. Let the excuses burn, and in the ashes, build a man you're proud to become. One that moves in silence, one that earns in private, one that no longer asks, "Can I?" because he already decided, "I will." This is the line, and the old you. He doesn't cross it. This isn't motivation. This is a warning and a weapon, because the world will keep trying to seduce you with ease, with distraction, with comfort disguised as freedom. But you've seen through it now. You know what comfort really costs. It costs your fire, your edge, your self-respect, and now you know the truth. Discipline is pain, but it's clean pain. Pain that builds you, shapes you, refines you. You were never lazy. You were just drowning in noise, chasing dopamine instead of purpose. But that ends here. You're not here to feel better. You're here to become better, to become unshakable, to become dangerous, to become someone you respect even on your worst day. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens on purpose, in silence, in repetition, in the moments no one sees, but you never forget. This is Inner Motion, a channel for the ones who train in the dark, who evolve without applause, who kill their weakness, one rep, one choice, one silent war at a time. So if you're ready to stop making peace with the old you too, stop explaining your hunger to people who are full, to stop waiting for motivation and start moving with discipline, then welcome home. Your future isn't something you scroll into. It's something you bleed for. Now, go build it.